like a steam train coming through a tunnel. Personally, I have no idea what the architect was on at the time. But as we go through the walkways here, we like to give everybody a nice good afternoon wave. So don't be shy, ladies and gents. 7 years good luck if you can manage to get anybody to wave back. Afternoon, guys. Hey, there you go. Can't complain, the sun's out. Second bridge on the other side. Now, if the Londoners on their way to work, you have no chance of getting a wave back, so good luck with that. As we come through the bridge though, on the left-hand side is a tall stone obelisk. Now this is the oldest thing you will see in London today, as she is older than the City of London herself. So Cleopatra's Needle, on our left-hand side, is over 3,500 years old. Awarded to us by a very thankful Egyptian government for Lord Nelson defeating Napoleon in the Battle of the Nile. Now they always come in pairs. The sister one to this is in Central Park, New York. Ahead of us is the Waterloo Road Bridge, the longest bridge in central London, at 1/4 mile long. Nicknamed the Ladies' Bridge, as during the Second World War, her reconstruction had a workforce of over 80% women. She is made of a unique stone called Portland stone, which is unique because it's self-cleansing. So you'll notice the outside of the bridge, either side, the face of the bridge, is fairly clean, whereas the underside of the bridge, the archways, are fairly dirty. That's because when rain hits Portland stone, it washes the dirt away. Over to our right-hand side, this building here with the electronic billboard is also made of a very unique stone. Now this unique stone is known as concrete. So our National Theatre, ladies and gents, said to be home to the best free theatres in the United Kingdom. Coming up on a second, on our left-hand side, the very last boat on the moorings here, the black and white one, is known as the St Catherine, also called the Yacht London now. Now this used to be the royal family's royal barge. For many years, any business conducted on the Thames by the royal family would always take place on the St Catherine. No longer owned by them, she's now a bar, restaurant and event space. We'll stay to the left-hand side. You have the white ship with the yellow funnel, the HQS Wellington. Now she has seen action in the Second World War, mainly patrolling around New Zealand. She is now a floating livery company to the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. Now to be a member of this exclusive club, you need to have been a captain at sea for a minimum of 25 years. The very back end of the Wellington, you'll notice there is an archway in the river wall. On the roadside, the silver and red griffins. Now this is the boundary marker between the city of Westminster, which we're now leaving, and the city of London, which we are now entering. We'll stay to the left. You'll notice there are some green lions' heads that run along the river wall with a ring in their mouth. Now these had two purposes. They were put in place by the Victorians. The first purpose was so the old watermen used to tie their barges and their small craft to the ring in the lion's mouth. It was also used as an early flood warning system in London. So it was said, if the river reaches the lions' mouths, then it will spill over the embankment, it will fill up the London Underground, and London would sink. So to remember this, they said, if the lions are drinking, then London is sinking. Another saying they used, if the river reaches their mains, then London will go down the drains. And the last one, which we are still working on, if the lions' heads are ducked. Some of you are with me. Staying to our left, all the construction work here is one of 15 sites that runs along the Thames for London's new super sewer, the Tideway Tunnel. Now, it's the largest civil engineering project ever to take place in London at a cost of £5 billion. London's new super sewer will be 25 kilometres long and taller than two of London's double-decker red buses. Ahead of us, though, is a collection of two bridges known as the Blackfriars Bridges. Now, the first is the Road Bridge, opened by Queen Victoria in 1869. Now, as we come through, to the left and right on the ball pits at the top, you'll notice there are some birds carved into the stonework on either side. Now, on this side of the bridge, you have long-necked freshwater birds. On the lower side of the bridge, the ball pits have short-necked seawater birds, in representation of fresh and salt water, because they believe this to be the original divide between the two in central London. You have the Blackfriars Railway Bridge. As we come through the bridge, if you take a look back at the corrugated roof that runs across the top, because this is the largest solar panel bridge in the world, one of only 3 in existence. The station itself spans the entire bridge, with 60% of the station's power coming from the solar panels along the roof. To our left now, dominating the skyline, is the second largest unsupported dome in the world, Sir Christopher Wren's masterpiece, St Paul's Cathedral, standing at 365 foot tall, which is easy to remember as 1 foot for every day of the year. She took 35 years to build, and Sir Christopher Wren is buried in the crypt beneath, alongside Lord Nelson and the Duke of Wellington. Now, a normal admission fee into St Paul's these days is around £20 per person. If anybody wants to go in there, though, for absolutely nothing, if you go there on a Sunday morning, they let you in for the Sunday morning service free of charge. They just ask you for a donation as you leave. As we come through the Millennium Footbridge, to the right-hand side is the white round building with the timber frames and the thatched roof. Now, this is the 4th rendition of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Opening each year, April the 23rd, which is Shakespeare's birthday. Doing 2 shows a day, all the way through the summer, ending in October. Now, that is the only thatched roof you will find in central London, as after the Great Fire of 1666, all thatched roofs were banned. It took the theatre company 25 years to gain a permit for the roof on top. Directly ahead of us, though, is the Southwark Road Bridge, opened in 1921, originally built to relieve congestion on the old sinking London Bridge. Now, due to poor planning and a bad one-way system either side, most Londoners failed to navigate the back streets to find this bridge, so it's mainly used by London's professional drivers. You can tell by the vehicles across the top. Now, if you see anyone up there, make sure you give them a little wave, ladies and gents, as knowing the history of this bridge, they are probably lost. As we come through, the black glass building on the right, known as the Financial Times, was reconstructed several years ago. When they did this, they found the original foundations for Shakespeare's first Globe Theatre. So the original Shakespeare's Globe sat just to our right-hand side, which goes quite well with the Anchor at Bankside pub on the right-hand side with the red windows. It's one of London's oldest pubs. It's been here since 1615. Now, this is where Shakespeare used to get changed in the attic before performing in the nearby Rose and Globe Theatre. As we come through the Cannon Street Bridge, dominating the skyline to the right-hand side is Western Europe's tallest building, the Shard, or the Shard of Glass, standing at 1,017 foot tall. She is home to the 5-star Shangri-La Hotel. On the 73rd floor there is a viewing platform, where on a good day you can see between 60 and 100 miles in all directions. Designed by an Italian man called Renzo Piano. Now, originally he was offered £2 million for his architectural drawings of the Shard, which he turned down and renegotiated for a penthouse apartment. Ahead of us now, we have London Bridge. Now this is the 5th London Bridge to span the Thames here. This one was opened by Queen Elizabeth II in 1973, with the very first London Bridge built by Romans over 2,000 years ago. Now the bridge before this one was sinking into the Thames mud, so it was taken down brick by brick. It was bought by a wealthy American man for the sum of $1 million. It's now sitting over Lake Havasu in Arizona. Now coming up on the left here, you've got the blue glass building, which looks like a set of stairs. Now this building here is for the International Association of Window Cleaners. I'm just seeing who's still paying attention. Directly ahead of us, ladies and gents, is London's very own warship, the HMS Belfast. Launched in Belfast on St Patrick's Day, 1938, in the same shipyard as the ill-fated Titanic. Commissioned into service August of 39. She was then out of service by November 39 when she struck a German mine and broke her back. After 2.5 years of refit, she then went on to see action in the Korean War, the Arctic convoys, and is known to be the very first ship to fire her guns on D-Day. Now you'll notice at the very front of the Belfast, the larger ship, is this country's flag, commonly called the Union Jack. Now that is in fact the only Union Jack anyone will see in London today. So this country's flag is actually called the Union flag. To be called a Union Jack, it must be on a jackstay on the front of a British warship. And as this is the only one in London at the moment, that is the only Union Jack you will see. Now the Belfast's large 6-inch guns, which you can see at the front there, she has 12 of them on board, can fire a 100-pound shell over 12.5 miles. During the summer months, she becomes one of London's 2 cruise ship terminals, which is why we have the Dutch warship alongside at the moment. She's now a museum piece to Great British naval and maritime history. Now, of course, as many of you have now noticed, up ahead of us is the world-famous Tower Bridge. And there really is no need to run to the front for a photo. Believe it or not, we've done this trip a couple of times before. We will spin the boat to the left for you. Everyone will get a good photo opportunity on your right-hand side. But by all means, if you didn't understand a single word I've just said, just continue doing whatever it is that you're doing. Now, she opened in 1894. She's 125 years old this year, built in the same Gothic style as the Tower of London to our left. She is a part bascule, part suspension bridge. Bascule being the centre part of Tower Bridge, which opens. Now the bridge itself can open to 90 degrees in 90 seconds. The only time you'll ever see this bridge at a full 90 degrees is if a member of the royal family is passing through the middle, as it's seen as a royal salute. The only day of the year that the bridge will never open is the day of the London Marathon. Good photo opportunity on the right hand side. So as we've swung the boat round, coming up on the right hand side now is the Tower of London. Now the oldest part of the tower is the White Tower in the centre, founded by William the Conqueror in